It's still February 5th, 2023. Okay. Today a lot happened. A lot. Um, I took my client to Trinity Gospel Temple. Some drugged up prostitute was outside screaming in front of people. Some attorney taped her being weird with herself. That's what's going on. Some drug addict prostitute showed up, one of Michelle's friends, to scream it out on a church thing. No attorneys involved. And I wasn't weird with myself. It's a shower scene. Eric already took credit for it. That all the tapes before were him and not me. And it was done for a stunt for people to turn on me. He. Ha 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 ha. And it was his idea to come up with it, his idea to do it, his idea to say it. And it was all him, and for all these people fell for it. Ha 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 ha. November 1822, 2 to 6 p.m. at Walmart 62. Okay? By the hair salon. Tape and audio above him, and one in the hair salon. These people are actually that stupid. They admitted it was a shower scene in the other room. People heard him. They admitted to framing me March 24, 22, 1:30. They admitted May 12th, 22, noon. Bubba's Restaurant was a shower scene in the other room, and at KOC, May 26, 22 at noon, that the shower scene was done on purpose to make me look weird. Okay? All right. So let's go forward. Let's see. Edit, or backwards actually, December 9/21, edit the Oakland apartment. Same day, guy at the Stark County Hunger Task Force on 9th Street, white man bald with dark eyes, distributing food. They always knew the tapes before with them and not me, drugged and photoshopped, and so they never said a word. And then my client on Shuffler's Church Road, Navarre, the one with the house, the driveways bumping into each other, that it was photoshopped and date rape drugged. Okay, and all those people went to the police. The police have been telling everybody since June 7th. They already knew all the tapes before with them and not me, and they were looking for who did it. And like November 24, 22, Mercy Medical, the nurse to a Canton officer, or at least another lady officer that was in there watching me. We all heard that Eric make fun of us for falling for this, and no one will say a word. Well, the agent that bullied her into saying she was lying when she wasn't. And then different things about the case. Okay? And yeah. So it's, I can go through the drugs until to say it, more and more and more being framed. So many people went to the place they already know. So who's out there screaming? Drugged up prostitutes. Because the agents that bullied me into a false statement saying I was lying when I wasn't, when I tried to report what happened at Huntington Bank, and he called me a liar and under a threat of arrest, you either say it or I'll put you in jail, and screamed at me, knowing they had date rape drug, because it was his drug friends that were up here to collect from him, and this was his way of getting his money, was scamming out of this case. Okay. Now, we're going to talk about tampering with witnesses. I looked it up today. Now, one thing I looked up yesterday, and it was 22 years. Now, tampering with witnesses, it's $250,000 fine and 20 years in jail. Now, I've seen where illegal search and seizure, it can be up to 20 or 22, I think, and then other ones that are down to 2. And somebody had said it was, I don't know, it's all over the place, different things you can get it for. You don't want to play with any of these crimes. They're federal crimes. None of it's admissible. None of it. None of it. Absolutely none of it. Illegal search and seizure is not admissible. And no attorney was in my home. It's a scam. That's where that Eric said it was his idea to come up with it, his idea to do it, for all these people to turn on me. Ha, 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 ha. There was no attorney involved. My kids didn't have attorney against me. They didn't even know somebody was watching me. I went to them. It's a big lie and a big scam from the agent out of the area and the Gentleman's Club from Florida. Do you know I had one of my so-called, I told you, I haven't trusted them for a while because they laugh at me and then they act like they care. Well, you wouldn't laugh at anyone. You'd be, if you actually cared about somebody, you'd be blowing up people's phones, you'd be getting them help, financial help, everything in the world. You wouldn't just say, go out and get some more jobs. That's not caring about somebody, it's not giving a damn. I've wondered what their part is, because there was an older African-American man that, with that Michelle, was running around laughing. Okay? And I was wondering how this guy was related into this thing that show up and then act like you care, then mock me. Okay? So I'm like, where are you in with Michelle and those other guys and the guys from the Florida group? And the drugs? Where are you that you think is funny? Hurting women. And then think that the local police and sheriffs that would help an agent steal witness protection program money, that they're that corrupt in Stark County, and would buy Florida prostitutes. I told them I don't believe they're that corrupt. And I don't believe in that. I believe in, oh, you just wait and see. I said, no, I don't believe they're corrupt. I don't believe that they help rogue FBI agents, and it with drugs and prostitutes, would help embezzle from the federal government. No, I don't believe it. It's probably why I let go of the prosecutor's office. And you know what? So tonight, calls me up and started giggling at me. Giggling. And you know what I told him? I said, you know what? Even the people in town in the gas station even seen all those Florida plates, the Gentleman Club from Florida. And, right. And I said, you know what? Instead of you calling up mocking me, why don't you actually pick up a phone? Why don't you go see somebody? Why don't you actually care enough to do something and find out something for yourself, then call up somebody and start mocking them? Oh, I seen the Florida plates. Those men were everywhere. I seen them too. To be exact, I seen them too. They were here, and they were here for a very long time. I said, well, they were all over Louisville. They were all over Canton, everywhere I went. He said, I seen them too, actually. He said, I didn't know why they were here. I said, because those were the prostitutes and the drug dealers from Florida helping that agent that he owed money, and that's why they were all here in Ohio and here in this little area. We're not even a major city. And to be here a couple years, why? Exactly. And then we're from a gentleman's club in Florida, nobody me to her. Then they start mocking me that they're doing it, and then how to da. Yeah. And then that they were making people prostitute themselves the rest of their lives, all kinds of crazy crap around me. Yeah, they're very sick. Very sick. And they were here for a couple years. And I'll tell you what, they're still every once in a while showing up and then bragging that they stole all the money. That he stole the money, that agent stole the money from the case, defrauded the government to pay off drug dealers and male prostitutes from that gentleman's club in Florida. It's a male strip club that, yeah, they sell drugs and they drink. And he owed it to them. And they came up here to take it out on him and collect their money from him. And instead, he took it and let them hurt me and sell videos of it. And then opened that case and then stole the money from the witness protection program to pay off his drug debts and his prostitutes. And then he sold the login and sold it on some kind of weird website of those people breaking in, drugging me up, human trafficking me, rape and torture me. And that on that weird website where people keep saying they see all this stuff and they know parts of the case. Do you realize that will be on the internet forever? I didn't give them permission to do, and I am not some prostitute out there doing some porn to make money. I didn't get no money out of this, nor would I ever do that. And for them to put that out there, for men to have that, and creeps and weirdos, there's laws against all this. Do you know, even in protected custody, they cannot watch you in the bathroom and on the toilet and in the shower. They don't have a right, because you're exposing yourself and you have to clean yourself. And you have a right to dignity. These people, yeah, and you know what's really something? At that church, right before that, somebody said Karen's will. That's what they call the case, Karen's will, or Karen around the house. They come out and they said Karen's will was here again today. There was men here, and they told us what happened to her, and they said none of this is funny. So they need to, where they're shooting up Florida, and I was at a client's house, and I looked up, and the news was on. And they said there's some drive-by shootings in Florida. And they said they think it's drug-related back to Ohio, Well, some gay strip club that was owed money by an FBI agent from the task force in Canton came up to collect, and instead ran this big drug scam in the Ohio Mafia area. I wouldn't make those people mad ever, ever. And now they're down there shooting. And people around here, they're so stupid. It's like, here, I'm involved too. Here, I'm involved too. You know, I told you, I met somebody. I know someone who deals drugs. And I went to him and I asked him what you said happened to you. And they said they knew that you didn't know that that agent owed those drug dealers money. They were willing to hurt you in front of people. In front of people. Until he paid him off, and then he took up enough money for another drug shipment. I didn't tell him he sold a login to the case and made millions and left in $80,000 trucks, Hummers, and Bats. I just told him to sell the case I just told them they stole the witness protection program money, the $300,000. So yeah, and he said there were some people out there that were saying when he asked them that how mad they were, and then said some things. I'm like, whoa, I don't believe in violence. I don't believe in hurting people. I believe in jails though. And then I went to Jack's Casino up in Cleveland, and there was a big African American guy in there, 6 foot, gray, medium gray shirt. Who was on the phone. That's the one that church tried to have killed. That was January 6, 2023. And he said it's not funny why they helped out. Okay. And they said, oh, it's Karen's Will running around telling everybody he taped her before. And that's why nobody will help her. Okay. Do we have someone to take care of it? And they were threatened to take care of it in the casino. Taping audio while I'm walking around. That's how not funny it is. And that was the 6th. And they started shooting people up on the 8th. So there's drug territories. I have nothing to do with this. I was just his pawn and his scapegoat that he let some woman get victimized on this ungodly level to pay his drug debts. And it was nothing but a scam. There is no attorney. There is no nothing. Everything's a scam, a scam, a scam. But I actually called the hotline. He actually grabbed it out of his area. He actually opened that Protect a Life case, and that's where other police departments know of it. September 27th, 18, and I got put in a witness protection program, the informant part, and he stole the money. And he put it in his own pocket, and everybody knows it. I'm going to go ahead and upload this. I'm very tired. And yeah, and you can't bully anybody. Badgering is a very long sentence. And there was one thing that the FBI don't tolerate any badgering from anybody. They don't. It's Department of Justice 1729. You have to take their statement if you believe them or not. So it's obstruction to justice and tampering with evidence and tampering with witnesses. So that's the 20-year sentence. So these people want to keep saying how Will should go to jail for 20 years and $250,000 fine? Put him in jail. Just for calling me a liar. And threaten me under arrest. It's a 20-year sentence. Put him in jail. See, that's where the Tuscarora sheriff. You can never call anybody a liar. You can't tell anybody not to help someone. You go to jail for that. Oh, yeah, you do. And you can't make somebody plead for their life. It's abuse and misconduct. This whole thing is nothing but a big scam.